Do we have a couple minutes?
All right.
Time out. Time out. Go get a glass of water, go to the bathroom. I'll wait. I'm a driver. And then there's always that first night. You know, there are people in the back, and I have so much wonderful things to say, and the books will be here all week, and...
Really?
Should I? You know
Go
what?
ahead, Don.
I'm going to start. Like I said, I am a driver, so put your seatbelts on. I don't really talk for a long time. I've never had that spirit movement, although I feel today it's going to be that different. One of my friends said, when I said, "Yeah, I got to talk for 20 minutes," she said, "Well, just think of it as 4 or 5 minute talks." So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to think of it as 4 or 5 minute talks. I'm supposed to talk about health and natural law. Before I get into that, though, I want to say 2 things. One, my son passed July 5th of this year, and I want to thank all of you who emailed me and sent me notes about that. That was really a wonderful thing, and I want to thank you for that as well. I'm a working medium, I guess. That's how I look at it. You know, that's part of my job every day. And a week after he passed, we're talking about spirit here, but a week after he passed, he was in the Army, so it took a week for us to get his body and all that stuff. And a week after he passed, I canceled all my appointments, because I always take their phone numbers. I have this little black book, and I always take these phone numbers. However, one number I forgot to take, this family I forgot to take. And I live in Chicago. I live in a suburb, not too far away, but my office is downtown. So I had to go to the office that day. It was Tuesday. We got Rock's body on Monday. And Rick, his name was Rick. We got his body on Monday, and I had to go Tuesday to do this reading for this couple that had called a long time ago. Because, God bless. Thank you, John Edwards, but I'm booked really far in advance. But I had to go and do this because I couldn't get a hold of them to say no. I'm sitting there for 15 minutes, and all of us who work as mediums know that sometimes people come and want to hear one thing, and they don't hear anything else except the one thing they came to hear. So for the first 10 minutes, I thought the Spirit was just alive in me. You know, they're telling me all these things, these beautiful things. I keep hearing this boy's name, David, this young man named David. And I'm like, no, don't know what that, no, David means nothing to us. No. So 10 minutes into the reading, I said, you know, my son passed away last week, and well, I said died because, you know, I had to. We talked to our crowd, our audience. And we just saw his body yesterday, and I might not be up to this. So if you'd like to go, fine. If you'd like to stay, I'll be glad to sit with you. If you would like whatever, I'm just not charging you for this. We'll just sit together. And they said, no, we'll stay. So that was fine. Well, just then, and like Jesse was saying, and Pat was saying about Spirit working for you, at that moment, I had closed my eyes to get back into a spiritual mode, and I felt the breeze pass. You know when someone walks by you and you know someone walked by you, but you don't know boy, the air moved, but where are they? The breeze passed, and I felt the texture of his uniform on my nose, and I know it was the texture of his uniform because I was just feeling it the day before. Well, I was feeling his uniform. He was in the military. And so I felt that on my nose, and I looked up to the left there, and there's my son and another kid sharing a cigarette. And oh, my son smoked awful. Oh, you know, anyway, that's a long story. God bless him. He's on the other side. He can smoke all he wants there. But they were sharing a cigarette, and I looked at them, and I said to the couple, I said, "Did you lose a son too?" All of a sudden the tears came out. That is exactly what they came to talk about, their son. I had an article written about me in the Chicago Sun-Times, and I had made the statement that as a spiritualist, I'm here to prove the continuity of life and help people through their grief. So at that moment, I was to help them and me through our grief. Like Jesse said, I'm pretty good with names. Thank the Spirit above. They help me with names, and I ask, "What's your name?" Well, I said to them, "What's your name? What's your name?" And they kept, both the boys looked at me and said, "No," you know, with this real smug attitude. "No, I'm not going to tell you my name." And I really wanted to know their name. For some reason, I really had to do that. So I said to the mother, I said, "You know, I really want to know your son's name, but your son and my son refused to tell me that. What was his name?" She goes, "Oh, his name was Rick." well, my name's Rick, my son's name was Rick. If I would have said your son's name is Rick, I wouldn't have believed it. You know, we color our own messages. So that's how I knew that I had a spirit message. That's how I knew that. And of course, then right after that, oh, David, David. I said, you know, your son's not with a lot of family spirit, but I do have a friend up there with him. David, that's the boy you played hockey with in high school who died in a car accident. So like I say, like we say as spiritualists and as mediums, we have to be aware that sometimes people come in just for one thing. And we might feel that we're doing a bad job, like you talked about, you know, seeing your friends or something like that. We might feel we're not doing a good job, but if we just open up and allow spirit to work, allow spirit into our lives, like Pat was saying, and accept that and go with the flow, life is beautiful. And my life is wonderful. So I just am one of the happiest people in the world. And one of the reasons is because I've allowed natural law to take care of my health. Like that? That was a transition. I allow natural to get back to the topic, Rick. They're all talking to me behind your back. Get back to the topic. I do allow natural law to come to my health. And you know, I had to write this down, and you know, I'm at that age, so please. The purpose of natural law is to ensure a progressive or successive cycle in evolution, regardless of what obstacles may be placed by man to interrupt their operation. It sounded good when I read it this morning. I don't know what it means. No, but natural law is there. It's always there. It's always around. And we have to let that be. We have to learn to accept it, and we have to learn to enjoy natural law, to let it happen. So many things have come to us. I am an obsessive compulsive person. I used to say I suffer from obsessive compulsive, but I don't really suffer. I'm happy being obsessively compulsive. So I'm not suffering, okay? You know, there are two types of obsessive compulsive behaviors. There's the obsessive OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and then there's their OCPD, which is obsessive compulsive personality disorder. I'm an OCPD. I have therapy. I can prove it. I got a card. I can, you know, let me tell you, I can prove it. I'm an OCPD. And an OCPD is an OCD, an obsessive-compulsive person, is a person who washes their hands 20 times. You've seen them, you know, they wash their hands a certain way 20 times, okay? Well, I'm an OCPD, which means I wash my hands 20 times a certain way. And if everyone else in the world would do it that way, we'd be in a better place. So I don't suffer from obsessive-compulsive disorder. Everyone else who knows me does. So it's not an issue. But one of my obsessive behaviors is that every morning, and I don't know why, and I'm so glad I have my own business, because if I worked with a real job, thank God I worked. If I worked in a real job, I'd be fired, because every morning I have to get up and do the Tribune crossword puzzle. I have to go to McDonald's. I either order the number 3 or the breakfast burrito or breakfast, whichever one, if I'm lucky enough to find a McDonald's that has the breakfast burrito order. And then I have to sit down and I have to do the entire Chicago Tribune puzzle. You know what's very exciting? This town's paper has 2 puzzles. Okay, I was so excited. I was so excited this morning. This is just going to screw me up when I get home, you know. But anyway, that's one of my obsessive compulsions. But I've learned how to do things with crossword puzzles. Do you know that if the clue is in the superlative tense, you know, they say the best of something? Well, I know that the last 3 letters of that word is going to be EST. So I put the EST in those boxes of that clue if I don't know the word yet, and then I can work on going down. You know, like there's a T in this word, an E in this word, ST, or ER, you know, or ING. You know, if the word ends in ING on the clue, you're going to think that it's going to be an ING in the puzzle. Or if the word has before, then I'd see or again, then the first 2 letters are going to be an RE, so I'm going to put an R and an E in those boxes, and then I could do the rest of the puzzle. It goes so quickly once you learn these stupid little tricks. And you also remember that Ural is a lake in some weird country. You have to remember those things too. But once you remember, you put these little letters in, and you know, just do it. Go with the flow, do it. You can do that crossword puzzle, and you can finish it. You know, you don't have to know words, but you do have to know the rules of grammar. Rules. So I have to start these days off. I have to start the days off with a rule. And I got to thinking about that, and I thought to myself, you know, my life is like a natural law. I have the rules to everything in my life, the rules to the crossword puzzle, the rules to everything. I'm a big man. I've gotten bigger in the last couple of years. And I have spent so much money on diet books and Arnold Schwarzenegger's exercise book, and I've got Suzanne Summers' video. I've spent thousands of dollars, and just thousands, a lot of money, just to try to lose weight. Just try to lose weight. But you know what? I came to the conclusion one day that after reading all those books, I've learned one thing. That if I eat fewer calories and add extra work, I'll lose weight. You know, and I thought, well, geez, that's simple. It sounds like a natural law, cause and effect. If I stop eating and exercise more, I will lose weight. I've got an effect from that cause. Life is a natural law. So it's working a little bit because look at this. I'm so happy. Okay, and that was only like July 5th because I bought these for Rock's wake. Okay, so there you go. So thank you, Rock. Okay, so that happened. That's natural law. I also a couple years ago had a heart attack, and I've had a couple, but the first one was I had my first heart attack when I was in my early 40s. I don't remember how long it was ago. But anyway, it was right before the convention, and I was so mad because I wanted to go. It was my second convention, and I really wanted to go. But I had this heart attack, and I go to, they give you all these tests, if you take this exercise thing, and that they tell you, well, you've got 8%. I had 8% heart damage. They said that 8% of my heart was dead. And we don't believe in that word. But that's what they said. I didn't, But they said 8% of your heart is dead, and your heart is a muscle that doesn't rebuild, and all that stuff. So that's fine. I had this charming old doctor, and his name was Ivan, which made my dad real happy because my dad's name is Rik Kristinat. That's how come I'm Rick, by the way. Richard Ivan Kristinat. My dad did that. It's not an affectation. I always have to tell people, no, I was born that way. It's Rick. But it was a real nice doctor. But then like 6 months later, I had to go for another stress test, that thallium or whatever stress test, and I'm doing it. And the doctor walks into the office. It was so funny because he walked in. I'm trying to be Dr. Phil, and it doesn't work. I got to stay with the microphone. So I walk into I'm sitting there waiting for him. You know how and this is the other thing about heart doctors, right? They make you wait and wait and wait, and then they tell you your blood pressure's high. Doesn't that kill you? Doesn't that kill you? You wait and wait and wait. I'm sorry, sir, but your blood pressure, we got to put you on more medicine. Well, damn, I've been here an hour and a half. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Geez, tell me my blood pressure's high. Get here on time. Anyway, so he walks in, and he throws down my chart, and he goes, I don't know what's going on with you, but you have your whole heart is fine. There's no 8% dead heart. And I said, well, I don't want to say I know why, because he didn't seem like the kind of guy I could talk to. And now I have a new heart doctor, so it's okay. And the other thing about natural law is, too, when you've had a heart attack, don't, within the next year, start digging holes for lilac trees. That was number two. So I'm fine now, though. But I'm really fine now. I feel so good because I've put natural law into my health life, into my life for health. I have found the rule of balance, I can do anything I want if I follow the law of balance. If I even stuff out, I have to, you learn to realize that, if you're diabetic, you don't eat sugar all day, okay? Or if these things are part of your life, although these are the best. These right here, and I'll save it for later. But if I have a sugar low. These are the things to remember in life. These are the things to remember in life, that you need to follow the natural laws. These laws were made no matter how, and this is my favorite line, no matter how many obstacles man places in its way, we still have natural laws. And there's nothing you can do about it. They're there. And I was listening to a radio program the other day, and there was this tremendous man on talking about natural law and the things that encompass natural law. And the greatest law of all is that we have the law of the power of prayer. And I love Dorsey, I think it's Larry Dorsey, power of prayer, the meaning of prayer and all that stuff, prayer in your life. Because by praying, we bring that natural law of vibration together. We bring that law out, whether it's for me, whether it's for you, whether it's for the centurion's son. We're praying for these people, and their lives and their health are being put together. Why? Because they're supposed to be. It's natural law. If I follow these laws, if I follow these laws of balance, if I follow these laws, the other law, the law of attraction. The law of attraction, you know what? If you're fat, go to the Y. Because pretty soon you're either going to see a lot of fat people who you don't want to look like, or you're going to see a lot of hot bodies that, like, I want to look like that. It's law of attraction. And then you find out who you're hanging out with, you know? Are you going to sit in that group with the guys who are sweating at the treadmill, or are you going to be pumping weights with the other guys? And you know what? You start pumping weights with the other guys, then all of a sudden someone wants to spot you. That's a neat word, spot you. Because that's when you sit and you hold weights and people watch you lift weights, you know? And so if you're a driver, exhibitionist, like we talked about earlier, thanks, Sandy. If you're an exhibitionist, you definitely want to be with those people who are going to spot you. So it's like you build up and you start, law of attraction. Those people come to you, you start talking about your health, you start feeling better about your health. Those are the people you want to attract. If you want to sit with your mother, no, God bless her. If you want to sit with your mother-in-law and talk about her illnesses and pains, then what's going to happen? Tomorrow you're going to feel it. I love listening to the radio. I love listening to people who say, you know, anthrax. God bless. Here I'm talking awfully funny about what's going on. But the anthrax guy, how many now people think they have anthrax because that poor guy in Florida had anthrax? Come on, law of attraction. We don't have it. It's not going to happen. Okay, no matter what they say, it's not going to happen. We're not going to suffer that way, and people's not going to happen. So quit listening to all these news stories. That's what's that other doctor? What other the other Wayne Dyer? No. The guy with the beard and the hair, and no hair and a beard. Not Dyer. The other, Wild. God bless him. You know, in his 8 weeks to health or whatever it is, he says, don't listen to the radio and don't read the newspaper. Well, I stopped reading the newspaper because I go right to the last page of the comics and I do the crossword puzzle. It's good. It gets me to work sooner. You know, so that's something. But when you stop listening to all these things around you, start realizing, put yourself in the place you want to be. Do the natural law. Follow the law of attraction. Do I want to be healthy? I'm going to hang around healthy people. If I'm going to hang around people that are going to tell me about their illnesses and their awful things, I'm not going to be there. If I want to be happy, I'm going to hang around happy people. And God has been so good to me that way because I don't remember. I love this timer thing. I got 2 minutes. God has been so good to me that he hasn't put me anywhere where there's been unhappy people. I'm giving you guys an order for this week. If there's one unhappy person here, you're out of there, okay? Because I'm not going to deal with it, okay? I am a driver, and I'm an OCPD, okay? So if you guys want to make the world, if you want this week to be very nice, do it my way. Any questions about health? And because, you know, I am a doctor on television. No. Any natural laws that have helped you, that you follow? I think the biggest natural law is the law of attraction and the law of balance. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want in life. You know, there's no, you know, just because there's 2 big bowls of candy right here, the balance is I just take the couple that I put, you know, I have one favorite. At least I don't like Tootsie Rolls. You know, so that you go. So that's the law of balance. I'm not going to eat the whole candy, all the candy. I'm going to exercise when I have to. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to put myself in places where I want to be. That's going to take care of me. And I want to thank you. If you don't mind, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And now for the other half of the tag team. And you know, we both got the memo. We blended.
Yes.